A mostly cloudy good morning to you. I hope your day is going well for you, wherever you might be. Terry Henne here at Radio Center, taking a look outside and seeing not much in the way of precipitation at all. It looks as though the frontal system that moved through a little bit earlier this morning is to the immediate south of the Great Lakes Bay area. Some of you might be picking up a sprinkle here and there, but for the most part, that is it. Currently, with cloudy skies at the airport, we're looking at 62 degrees here at Radio Center with the clouds, 61. Midland still has clouds this hour. It's currently 64, and Bay City following suit as well with cloudy skies. They're looking at 62 degrees across the state. Light rain is being reported now in Flint as well as in Howell, Hillsdale, Jackson. Lansing's got a heavy rain shower right now. Lapeer and Mason all reporting rain, as well as Pontiac. But you get a little bit further to the north. Oh, yes, Marshall also looking at some rain. But you get a little bit further to the north, we're seeing breaks in the clouds. And currently, right now, we are looking at Big Rapids with sunny skies. Holland has sun. Grand Rapids looking at sunshine. Muskegon also. And then a little bit further to the north, the northwest corner of the Lower Peninsula looking at partly to mostly sunny skies. Houghton Lake, though, is still reporting a little bit of light rain, and Cadillac also some light rain because there's an isolated couple of cells, some scragglers from the frontal system that has moved through. But places like Frankfurt, Sheboygan, Grayling, Gaylord, Oscoda, Pellston, Traverse City, all reporting partly sunny skies with temperatures pretty close to where we are. Now, the Upper Peninsula, a little bit different story. They're looking at mostly sunny conditions, maybe a couple of clouds here and there, but their temperatures obviously cooler than what we are here. All looking at mid to upper 50s all across the Upper Peninsula with the exception of Sawyer Gwynn. Right now, they are looking at 52 degrees. So they're by far the coolest as far as our weather conditions go. What is happening out and about? Well, we alluded to you. A frontal system is dropped down through the state. It's right now in the southeastern third of the Lower Peninsula. And a little bit later on this afternoon, that front is going to be dropping all the way out of Michigan down into Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, approaching the Ohio River Valley. And it's going to continue to drop as we go through the next several days. As a result, cooler air is going to be spilling over a good part of the northeastern third of the continental United States. It's going to continue, but there is going to be a gradual warm-up taking place as we get into the second half of the Labor Day holiday and into the work week next week. So, in a nutshell, cloudy skies as we go through the morning. Clouds are going to linger around this afternoon, but we will see some sun. And as that sun comes out, the quicker it comes out, the closer to 70 degrees we're going to get. I think it'll probably be about 68, maybe 69, and that's going to be it. We'll have a west breeze, which is what we're looking at right now at 9 miles per hour. It'll become a little bit more northerly later on this afternoon and overnight. Skies are going to clear off tonight. We're looking for a low of 44. We'll have a north breeze right around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Then during the day tomorrow, sunshine, high pressure, which is currently over the Dakotas into Canada. That high is going to take up residence over the western part of the Upper Peninsula, and it's going to stay there for the next few days. 67 will be our high tomorrow. So again, we're not breaking any records for warmth. A low of 44. It's not going to register as one of the coolest ever as far as the 29th of August goes, but it is going to be a little bit on the cool side. Saturday, warming with sunshine, 74 for a high, 49 for a low. Then moving into Sunday, sunshine, looking at 78 degrees for a high, clear skies on Sunday night with a low of right around 51, 52. Then as we move into the work week, Monday, Labor Day, mostly sunny skies, 78 degrees, 53 for a low on Monday night. Then Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll be flirting with 80 degrees during the day, and nighttime temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. Long range now to take us through the 10th of the month. As of right now, it looks as though the slightly below normal temperature trend is going to still be with us. We are going to be looking at an average to maybe a little bit above average value as far as the moisture is concerned, but I'm not looking for any major rains to be moving through, at least for the next, the end of August and the first 10 days of the month of September. What's normal? What's average for this time of the year? 79 is the high temperature. 58 is the nighttime temperature. So that kind of gives you an idea of just how chilly we are. The record high on this date is 95. That was set back in 1926. The record low is 53. And that was set, the record low is 39. No, that was set in 1982 and tied in 1986, the flood year, 1986. Again, that record high, 1926, and then again in 1953. That's where we got the 53. A year ago, our high was 76. Our low was 66. We had no precipitation to report. Sun will set this evening at 8:18. Rise tomorrow morning at 6:57. Warmest ever, 28th of August, 1973. 94 was our high, 71 was our low. The coolest ever, as we mentioned before, 1986. 65 was our high, 39 was our low. In 1986, as we got into the tail end of August and then into the month of September, we did see a lot of tropical activity going on. We had much cooler temperatures around the Great Lakes Bay area. There was a gradual warm-up that occurred, but what was happening because of these tropical storms was that the low-pressure systems that crossed the continental United States were moving very slowly, if moving at all. And as a result, we picked up a record amount of precipitation in September, right around September the 10th of 1986, which caused massive flooding all across the state of Michigan. More on the weather as we go through the broadcast. Standing by, I've got Melinda Sweeney from the Andersons and Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. They're coming up, but first we want to remind you the weather forecast brought to you by the folks at Nutrient Ag Solutions.
Nutrient Ag Solutions has the local expertise to recommend the corn, soybean, and other seed products that are the best fit for your field. Plus, unparalleled agronomic support with products and services to unlock yield potential and improve crop performance from planting to harvest. Ask about our financing options to help you get more from every acre and lead the field. Visit your local Nutrient Ag Solutions branch or go to nutrientagsolutions.com.
Say, do you want to unlock the secret to higher yields? If you're applying dry fertilizer, the key to better yield potential is Titan XC. Titan XC is a fertilizer biocatalyst that unlocks and releases the bound-up nutrients in granular fertilizer, promoting better root uptake and plant growth. Drive performance this season and beyond. Release more nutrition. Expect better results with Titan XC. For more information, visit lpi.ag/unlock or contact your Nutrient Ag Solutions crop consultant today. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at the Rummel Insurance Agency. There's a lot to know about making sure that your farm and your home is secured. And the folks at the Rummel Insurance Agency are all about taking care of your farm insurance needs. They do know that you have risks that you face as a Michigan farm and an agribusiness owner. They know that you've got a family, goals, and dreams for the future, and these are very important to you. That's why they want to get to know you one-on-one so they can get you the right farm insurance protection for you and your family. And they also want to invite you to be active in the Fairgrove area this coming weekend. Starting tomorrow night at 6 all the way through Labor Day, it's the 78th Annual Michigan Bean Festival. Lots of activities going on for the adults and lots of activities for the kids. They're going to have things like inflatables. There's a craft show, flea market, brat stands, bean soup, free bean soup while it lasts, magic shows, auto shows, bake sales, story time at the Fairgrove District Library. That's just a part of all the things that are going on. For more information on it, all you got to do is go to MichiganBeanFestival.com, go online, check it out. And again, on behalf of the folks at the Rummel Insurance Agency, they invite you to stop on out and attend. Rummel Insurance with offices in Frankenmuth, Saginaw, and Carroll. We say good morning to Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. Melinda, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Hey, not too bad. What's going on today?
Yeah, we have currently corn on change, beans down 4, and wheat down 1. We went through a fund roll yesterday from the SEP to the DEES in corn and wheat. We're still in the corn market. Bulls are hoping to see another strong round of weekly U.S. Export sales today, with new crop sales thought to be between 1.2 to 2.6 million metric tons, where on the bear side of the market, we're still pointing to a 3-month low in weekly U.S. ethanol production. However, the bulls are still thinking U.S. ethanol exports could continue to push higher as new trade deals are signed and more countries start to make the shift to higher ethanol blends. On the production side of corn, I think as we see on social media, there's still a lot to be desired about what is out in the field, as there is some southern rust and disease in other parts of the country. And what does the USDA print for their final corn yield? We do have another WASDE report September 12th. Typically, they don't move that up report much. Last year was the first year we really seen them change anything, and that was using FSA data on acres, where we saw them make a big acre increase in August already. And on the soybean front, bulls are going to argue that the USDA yield forecast is a record setting at 53.6 bushels to the acre and is very optimistic, considering some of the weather complications in the south and the east have been battling. Some areas have been too wet, some areas too dry. It doesn't seem like we can get can't buy a rain if you need it, and you can't miss a rain if you can't. On the demand side of the balance sheet, there is still a lot to be continued with the U.S.-China trade war, with no Chinese purchases of the U.S. new crop beans. I mean, that's a really big player in our market today, as we're already seeing some bases out west really start to fade. Trump and China pushed back their meeting and delayed it a little bit longer. So if we have any hope of that, it's the end of November, beginning of December, and that will be after our crop is harvested and put in the bin. On the wheat front, today at the Andersons, if you have wheat at Auburn, Standish, Oakley, or Hemlock, today is the last day to price wheat before your free DP times out and storage kicks in. And bulls are still on the chin about spring wheat and hard winter red wheats posting their new lows. The bottom line, there's really no significant weather threats globally or crop production estimates for Russia, Australia, and Argentina are all trending higher at the moment, that really continue to weigh in on our world wheat prices and not really giving us much of an option to rally.
Okay. So all of that factors into what you've got on the board. What do you have right now, Melinda?
Yeah, right now on the board, new crop 25 corn is at $3.40. New crop 26 corn is at $3.90. New crop 25 soybeans, $9.70. New crop 26 soybeans at $9.97. New crop 26 red wheat at $4.95, and new crop 26 white wheat at $5.10.
All right. You have a great day, Melinda. Have a nice weekend, a nice safe weekend. We'll talk to you next week, okay?
Thanks. You guys out there too.
Will do. Melinda Sweeney over at the Andersons. A little bit more in depth as far as what the markets are doing. Doug Klein from Oppenheimer joining me right now. The market report brought to you by the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They can help with lines of credit, equipment loans, financing for purchasing land, credit cards, and more. They want to be your hometown financial solution if they aren't already. And if they are, they've got plenty of services available to you that maybe you just didn't think you had the opportunity to use. Might be a good idea to just check on it, see how everything is working these days at the Frankenmuth Credit Union. They're always progressing. They're always doing things. That's what's nice about the Frankenmuth Credit Union. More than 30 locations all around. Check them out. Find out more. Do a little research by going to frankenmuthcu.org. Market Report also brought to you by the folks at Steiner Tractor. New parts for old tractors made easy. You know, they do understand your life and job both stop if that tractor stops running, even if you're just trying to get it ready for a show. And there's a few shows coming up yet as we move into fall, including the Thumb Octagon Barn, which is always a showcase for antique tractors. That'll be coming up the first full weekend of September. So mark that down on your calendar. 800-234-3280 or go to their website at steinertractor.com. Doug Klein, good morning.
Well, good morning.
How are we looking now?
Well, it's interesting. NVIDIA, of course, had their earnings last night. They were very good. They got a couple upgrades from different brokerage houses. So stock is down $2 today. So I don't know what to make of that. Raytheon, of course, hit a new high today. General Mills hit a new low today. So you can see where the money's going and not going. The economy expanded by 3.3% last quarter. That was more than expected. So they're not, that doesn't give them more reason to buy the stock market because interest rates are going to go down. They said pending home sales ticked lower in July, and they said contracts that were canceled was a big reason for that. So I don't know if the people that were, hoping to throw their hat in the ring decided that the money wasn't there, or the price was too high, or the bank just said, "You ain't giving you any money." I don't know what to make of that. So anyway, the market's just kind of flattish today. The S&P hit a new high today, so it's up a little bit, but of course it was very close yesterday. Anyway, so here's your numbers. The September corn is 381 3/4, down 3/4 of a penny. The December corn is 406, unchanged. November soybeans 1043 1/4, down 4 1/4. January soybeans 1062 1/4, down 4 1/2. The September wheat is 501 1/2, down 3/4 of a penny, and December wheat is 522 1/2, down 1 3/4. Crude oil is 63.40, down 75 cents. Heating oil 227.85, down 1.7 cents. Gasoline 213.26, down 1.5 cents. Natural gas 297 1/2, that's up 9 cents. Over to currencies, Canadian dollar, US dollar buys $1.3756 Canadian, that's down 35 ticks. The dollar buys 147.01 yen, down 38 ticks. The euro's at 116.72, up 35 ticks. And the dollar's at 97.93, down 31 ticks. Metals are higher today, but not so much. Gold's at 34.1920, up 13.10 an ounce. Silver's 38.96, up 25 cents. Platinum's 13.4860, up 60 cents. And copper's at 4.45 1/4, up 3.25 cents.
All right. Well, you have a good one.
Thanks, Chuck. You
And
too.
we'll be manning the post tomorrow at noon, right?
Absolutely. Yep.
Full day of trading tomorrow?
I don't know. Probably.
At least for me, I know.
I just leave when the lights go out.
There you go. Doug, you have a good one. All right.
All right.
Doug Klein from Oppenheimer. Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Weiss Equipment and Frankenmuth. Farm all tractors. They got their name because they do it. They farm all. Remember, can do comes in red. And that's why when you go to Weiss Equipment and Frankenmuth, you can check them out and get just the right size farm all tractor you need for the job you want to do. Anywhere from the value-packed compact farm all A to the deluxe compact farm all C and C series with cabs. 35 to 140 horses available to you today. So no matter what you're doing, stop by Weiss Equipment in Frankenmuth and check them out. Weiss Equipment, doing it right longer. When we return, we're going to talk a little bit about the dry bean industry. Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission will be joining us right after this.
For 100 years, Forward Energy has been more than just a home heat and fuel provider. We've been a part of your community, and you've been a part of our family through every storm, every season, and every moment. We've been right here, keeping you warm and safe. As your hometown energy provider, we deliver more than just propane. We deliver peace of mind with reliable service, quality you can count on, and a commitment to always being there when you need us most. Forward Energy, 100 years strong, fueled by family, powered by community.
Farm Service brought to you today by the folks at Quality Roasting of Reese, offering competitive, consistent prices for your soybeans. Give them a call for a quote today. Another type of bean that we should be talking about, especially this time of the year, with Joe Kramer from the Michigan Bean Commission, the dry beans. And Joe, kind of winding down a little bit on the field tours, but you've still got a couple of them left.
We do, Terry. Thank you. We're up at Terry Weiss's farm in Bay City tonight. Then we're taking a couple days off, and we're at Stoutenburg Farms in Sanilac County next Wednesday night. So great turnout so far. Weather has cooperated for the most part. Today, I think we'll be okay today too by the time things clear. So yeah, things look pretty good.
All right. Things look pretty good out in the field right now. How do they look as far as around the country?
Well, the Mindeck region sounds like they're just getting started, sort of like us, but they've got some later beans as well. So we're gonna have to monitor that situation. But at least so far, things look pretty good out there. We had our first field of pinos harvested 2 days ago here in Michigan. I think some organic acreage came off yesterday. So right on the front edge, but I think we'll see a lot of activity and certainly in the next 30 days, but next week we'll see a lot of work too.
And as far as the harvest goes, everything seems to be turning. I know in the past we have had some beans come off for Bean Festival weekend. Are we going to see that?
Well, like I say, we had a few pinos come off yesterday. I don't think we're going to see a lot of harvest. You're seeing beans turn like I am, but the big heavy harvest is probably 20 days away from us yet. I think we're going to have a fairly average crop when everything is said and done. I'm hoping we can keep some pressure off the harvest pressure off the market a little bit and let it kind of recover here. Maybe we found some bottom in this thing and we can see some appreciation over the next 12, 14 months.
Yeah, sure hope so. And as far as the market is concerned, are we going to be hanging on those beans for a little bit for a better price, or what do you think?
I think for the most part, the black bean crop in Michigan is fairly heavily contracted, which is a good thing. So that'll generate some cash flow when growers settle those contracted acres. I think it's the overage that we have, the second 15 bags, if we had a 30 bag crop, if you will. We're going to have to be a little patient as we tease that into the market so that we don't bury it. Jury is still out on what exactly the carryover is, but it feels a little heavy, even though most people say I don't really have a lot. So causing some question in terms of carryover. But overall, I think we got plenty of black beans, plenty of pinto beans. Navy beans, I'm a little more optimistic about. Maybe we could see some bullishness, a little bit of rally in navy beans.
Maybe. Joe, you have a great time today. I know you're going to have a great time this weekend. And
we will.
We look forward to talking to you again next week. All right?
Thanks, Terry. Have a good weekend.
I will. You too. Joe Kramer with the Michigan Bean Commission. Jerry Samolsky joining us right now with a plant of the week. Jerry, what is it?
Terry, it's a ground cover plant called Lorope. Lorope is a grass-type plant, but it's very, very deep green. It is somewhat rhizomatous, so it will spread out and fill readily. It grows about maybe 10 to 12 inches tall, and it has a little flower in the spring, kind of resembles a grape hyacinth. So it works very well. It tolerates shade, sun, very resistant to any insects or diseases, drought tolerant. It's a great ground cover plant, Terry. And what we need to be doing in our landscapes is get away from stone and mulch and get into more natural ground covers. Like the Ropey is a perfect example of a good one that does well. All you do is mow it once a year, and if it comes back, it keeps coming for more. And it really does a great job of choking out the weeds and holding the weeds at bay. So the Ropey is a plant for everyone. We should all have about, maybe 1,000 of them.
Yep. And you got a few at the nursery too, right?
Yes, we do, Terry. We're here 9 to 5 weekdays, and this weekend we're going to take a little siesta and not be around Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. We'll be back at it Tuesday morning.
All righty. Jerry, you have a good one. We'll talk to you again next week. Jerry Samolsky, Bay Landscaping and Garden Center in Essexville. Let's find out what's going on in New York right now. Teresa DeVoe over at Baird & Company joining me. Teresa, what are we looking at now?
Good morning, all. Dow Jones Industrial Average is currently down 22 points at 45,543, 305 million shares traded. NASDAQ up 43 points at 21,633, 549 million shares traded there. Some stocks of local interest include Caterpillar at 435.06, up 239. Deere 492.06, down $1.02. CMS Energy 71.68, down 53. Dow 24.42, down 32. DuPont 77.11, down 72. Corteva 73.93, down $1.10. General Motors 58.01, down 74. Trinzio 243, down 2. Walmart 96.25, up 17. Huntington Bank 17.75, down a nickel. Independent Bank 33.15, down 13, and AT&T at 28.95, down 11.
You have a good day, Teresa.
You as well.
I will. Thank you so much. Teresa DeVoe over at Baird & Company. Want to tell you real quickly here today, RoofMax. Ask Ben how. We've been talking about him for quite some time for a very good reason, because you do want to talk about something like this. This is a great opportunity to save thousands of dollars. And for me, it was a big headache saved as well. Safe, quick, or a transferable warranty involved in the whole process. AskBenHow.com for a free roof assessment. He'll do it. He'll do it right just for you. 989-859-6751. That's 989-859-6751.
When it comes to strength, reliability, and performance, nothing beats a PowerLift hydraulic door. Built right here in Marlette, Michigan, our custom hydraulic doors are designed for your toughest jobs. Agriculture, aviation, commercial, and more. The price we give is an installed price, and you'll deal with one point of contact from start to finish. To schedule your PowerLift door consultation, call 989-635-8017 or visit PowerLiftDoorsMI.com. PowerLift Hydraulic Doors of Michigan. When you need it done right, we lift you above the rest.
Do you have a yield monitor in your combine? Do you print off a pretty picture every year, but you don't know what to do with it? Why don't you have PC Ag Solutions analyze your data to help you make profitable decisions for the upcoming season? We can help you analyze your data from your planter, sprayer, or combine and compare it to your soil types and nutrient availability. Anything from the planting date to your speed, population, and variety to elevation, drainage, and in-season applications. We can help you make the most profitable decision on your farm. Call us today, 989-868-4444. Farm Service has been brought to you today by the folks at Freeland Bean and Grain. Serving you is their business, and they've been doing it since 1983. Rest around the corner when it comes to harvest season. Still a lot of questions, a lot of concerns. Vic Huffer, more than happy to help you whatever he can do. Remember, Freeland Bean and Grain, they've got a great selection of products to take care of whatever you need as we approach the harvest season and the planting season coming up this fall. Freeland Bean and Grain, your Dairyland seed dealer. Between the Rows Tours ends tonight. It'll be at the Vader Farms in the Akron area. Starts at 6 o'clock this evening. So for more information, just go to the Corn Marketing Program of Michigan website and to get all the details. Catered dinner, market updates, grain marketing updates by local industry experts. Back at 12:30 with an update, so stick around.
Broadcasting from the Stormmaster Exterior Studios, WSGW, Saginaw, Bay City, Midland, WSGW-FM, Carlton.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by ZipRecruiter.
I'm Steve Kathan. Authorities say they could be getting a better handle on the motive for yesterday's deadly mass shooting at a Catholic church school in Minneapolis. The FBI has labeled it a hate crime. Police Chief Brian O'Hara.
This is a deranged individual who, like so many other mass shooters, has had an obsession with previous mass shootings that was looking to cause as much trauma and carnage as possible for their own personal notoriety.
Some of the 17 wounded yesterday have been released from the hospital. Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook has filed a lawsuit to challenge President Trump's move to fire her, calling it unprecedented and illegal. Fired CDC chief is vowing to stay on her job. Former CDC Director Richard Besser calls the firing chilling.
I would expect that whoever comes into the role as CDC director